How's it flying, guys? Lance Hawk 30 here, and welcome to a brand new Jaiden Animations video to react to. Yay! My funniest fan interactions. Oh boy, this ought to be a good one. I've only ever... Well, technically this applies to more than just one person that I realized, now that I think about it, but I only ever really interacted with somebody that I knew was a fan from the get-go once at a convention. If you want to know specifics, it was BronyCon 2019. Yeah. And I also met some people that I was a fan of, and they watched my reactions. And I know at least at least three people of a group project that I react to, TF2 Analysis Anarchy, they watch me on the regular whenever I upload a reaction to something that they've done. So that's like, yay! Fanception! I'm a fan of you. Well, I'm a fan of some of what you do. Yay! But anyways, my funniest fan interactions. I wonder if she's going to include any reaction stuff, related channels, because there's a lot of people that react to Jaiden. There's a lot of people. Obviously, besides myself, I'm small fry and puny in that big pond. But people like Renegades React is one of the channels that I watch that reacts to Jaiden animations. Anyways, I'm going to stop wasting time because it's actually a work night at the time of recording, so I at least have time to record. And a bare minimum should have time. I think I'll have time to start the upload tonight. But anyways, I'm going to stop wasting time because, like I said, work night. I don't want to take too long just on the intro. So, with that out of the way, as usual, link to the original video will be in the description. Make sure you have seen it before you watch mine or anybody else's reaction to anything Jaiden or any other content creator does. With that out of the way, let us go ahead and go.
One time I was at an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so
Hey.
I went up to them and said,
Right.
"Hey, I really like your bag." She turned around, looked straight at me, and said, "Thanks, it's from Jaiden Animations."
Oh, man. I know. I imagine it's gotta be because people are so used to seeing her animated form and don't know what she looks like IRL. Her face is out there for people to know, but I'm not surprised that there's probably gonna be a few interactions like that. But slightly funny, somewhat similar recently. I was at a place called Wild Adventures in Valdosta, Georgia, and with family, we had a day that we were doing their buddy pass days, so I basically had the opportunity to not have to pay for entry, and got to spend time with La Familia. Well, I was waiting in line to get one of the free refill cups, and I saw somebody with a Brofist backpack. Like a PewDiePie Brofist backpack. It's just covered in the Brofist symbol all around it. And I'm just thinking, how long have you had that? I haven't looked at any PewDiePie merch. I have especially not recently to see what's available. But the Brofist, that's something that's been a fair bit since that was actively used. That guy must have had that backpack in a while, and I wanted to say to him, "Hey, nice back." I actually did say, "Hi, nice backpack." I did not think he heard me. So, but that was a moment like, wow, well, another bro out in the wild. Oh. Brofish. The old school days. But anyways, back to this.
Oh, cool. And then I just walked away because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed big number on YouTube website, you'd probably expect me to—
One moment, this is actually kind of important. One of my cousins is in a hospital right now. I just found out he's got, they're saying heart failure. So I'm really, like, he's in the hospital right now, so I'm hoping he pulls through. They're already working on him, but that's a scary text to get. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to this for the moment.
to be recognized
So,
fairly—
but anybody that is faith, please send prayers for my cousin Eddie.
frequently when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but
Yeah, I believe
given
you.
that almost all of the content I've posted is me in cartoon form, it's
Yeah.
much less than you'd think. I don't really expect
I
to be
believe that.
recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or
Yeah, conventions
Hatsune Miku
especially.
concerts. Of course,
Yeah,
I've been in
you
plenty
and
of
your freaking
IRL
Chikawa.
content on other
Can somebody tell me if she's got a freaking Chikawa tattoo at this point? She's bought so much Chikawa stuff. I would not be surprised if she asked somebody, I want the bear on me.
people's channels, so it's not like no one knows what I look like. But that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaiden Animations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow.
General.
Are you Jaiden Animations? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks. Bye. It's simple. It's streamlined. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, I would probably fall into that camp, thankfully. Just, hey, are you free? Like, hey, do you mind if I ask you for a picture? Sure. Or I'm kind of busy right now. Okay, that's fine. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll just tell people that I met you on the next reaction video. That would probably be me. I wouldn't go into... You're Jaiden? Yeah? Like, I've bought all of your merch. I don't know if I like that, the way you said that. I would not fall into that camp, thankfully.
Of course, not every interaction goes like this, and naturally, people always want to know about the outliers, the bad interactions, the weird ones. Any freaks out there that you've met, Jaiden? I'm lucky enough to be able to say, you guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind when people ask me that. So thank you. Gold star to every single person I've met in my entire
we're
career
not
so far.
too
However,
weird.
I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time, Jacob and I were sitting down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their
funny stories are better than bad stories. I can just say that right
video
now.
about Nintendo Land, when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. Oh my gosh, are you Alpha Red? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos.
He got recognized, but not her.
You know, everything's going as per the script. At this point, I piped up and asked, would you like me to take the photo for you? And as I said that, Jacob and I both saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore me. Now knowing there were two YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I...
It's like finding two shinies right out the gate. We're in Route 104, and it's always Route 104, isn't it? At every friggin' Pokemon and starters, like Route 104 or something, like, there's only supposed to be regular Caterpies here. I found a shiny Metapod. Oh my gosh.
It was Jaiden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look a little tiny bit racist. You know, you can't always just assume the Asian girl with Alvarad is Jaiden.
Because I am Asian, isn't it?
You'd be correct. So he ended up pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. Would you like me to take the photo for you? Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you? Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaiden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories because he meant so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also,
I mean, there's the awkwards out there.
Sorry, but who are you? To someone offering to take a photo is just... I would love to meet that guy again and just tell him how much we loved that interaction. Dude, if you're out there, I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good. Because ours wasn't. There actually have been times, though, where people have thought they've run into me and were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me like, OMG, just met Jaiden Animations. As I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of some poor random Asian girl. When we were all on tour for Scribble Showdown a while back in Chicago, James and Emily went to go look at the bean, and James ended up getting recognized. While he was talking to the group of people, one of them saw Emily and went, oh my gosh, it's Jaiden! James immediately starts laughing his ass off trying to correct them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, Jaiden, get in front! Another time, when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very end, Joe turned the camera around to the girl filming and said, "Are you Jaiden Animations?" The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been called Jaiden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason, but still, hundreds of people in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway.
There's a danger with having that being an inside joke, because then some people aren't gonna know and are gonna take it seriously. Oh, that's what Jaiden looks like. No, it's not actually her.
Because Asian girl. Then, to poke fun at that situation, a while later they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, "Huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video," as the camera panned to me. And you'd think people would catch on to the joke, but so many more people were like, okay, I thought that was Jaiden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist. Not realizing
missing the joke.
Not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike.
Yeah, not a match. Okay, yeah, different facial structure. Yeah. If I knew nothing about Jaiden and was just getting into her and didn't know what she looked like, I might have been confused for that. I probably would have taken them at their word. No joke. I'm not the socially the best because of my teasums.
But just pointing at one of us and going, Jaiden, will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail. It's like casting an inescapable Jaiden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing the San Diego Zoo with some friends. And honestly, to hype it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there three times during the 3-day event, which to the math nerds out there means I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an "excuse me" that I registered as I was being recognized. So I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction. "Sorry to interrupt, but are you Emeru?" I was stun locked. It threw off my whole script and I accidentally blurted out, "Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just Asian." And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, it was a nice little dose of humble for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaiden, and now I've been struck by the Emeru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though.
Well, she'll say, I'm sure, if they look similar in any way. I know she said Sarah Moon does not look like her, so I believe her.
None of us look like each other.
None of you look like each other. Never mind, there goes my theory.
On the internet, and not even the same kind. So yeah, if you ever think you see your favorite Asian creator in the wild, make sure you double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist. I'm sorry, there were just a lot of instances of it. We can get back on track now. The very first time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target. I was walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey when—
So you're saying somebody happened to get the bullseye on who you were? I'll stop now.
Someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you Jaiden?" Now this was back in 2017 when I had significantly less content showing my face, so I was completely shocked and not prepared. I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup, hair wasn't washed, literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction.
The animation just made me think.
You'll not cross my bridge till you answer me these questions 3.
Apparently, they recognized me from my voice, which is nuts. Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no barometer on what I actually sound like. The person was super sweet. This isn't like a crazy story or anything.
That's good.
But it's special in my mind because I was embarrassed and unprepared for it, mentally and physically. This next one was when Jacob, Captain Kidd, and I were in Hawaii for Pokemon Worlds. We'd all just arrived at the event and were checking out all the fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were recognizing us and asking to take photos. A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched. I like Mr. Beast. Seeing a way to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said,
"Oh no.
No way! Did you know she was in a Mr. Beast video recently and won?" Instantly, the kid jumped up. You know Mr. Beast? Well, like, kinda. I've talked to him before, but will you tell him to give me $1 million? First of all, hilarious situation to suddenly be thrust into.
Yeah.
Second of all, now that the kid was suddenly not hiding behind his mom's
brought him out of the shell, but he's also thinking of that green
leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck, sporting a framed PSA graded base set first edition Charizard.
Wow.
Dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now?
No kidding!
The card was graded like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from. Like, you always see, can you give me $1 bajillion? Comments on Mr. Beast stuff. But it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold chain Charizard Mr. Beast kid has been cemented in my memories, and he didn't even know who we were. Also, for the record.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, hold on, I'm curious now. I'm curious now. Okay, so might not find the exact card. Okay, in 1990, I found the exact card right away. At the exact rating. $58,420. That Charizard is blazing pricey. Yes, I had to throw a weed-in joke there because of 420 Sumi. 58,000. I need to find my old Pokemon cards and see if I've even ungraded. Even ungraded, I might get like a couple hundred. Damn.
After I won the Mr. Beast Cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD. Not my name. Just 10K, thank you. Heart. Someone straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with no message attached. Just an outstretched, grubby little hand in my...
I don't know what the origin of this is, but this reminds me of a clip I saw. More money, please! More money, please!
Inbox. Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school, which was an incredible opportunity.
She was doing a nice thing already to people.
Artists, and I wish them all the best.
More money, please! More money, please!
Stop emailing me for money. Gosh, I don't even want to know what Mr. Beast's DMs look like. One time, my
probably ignores them at this point.
Not my fault. So
he probably hires people to read through those messages at this point. If it's anywhere near as bad as what... Well, it wouldn't be anywhere near as bad. It'd be 1,000 times worse than what Jaden experienced.
So I had to take it to a repair shop. This was, unfortunately, during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed. My fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and an iPad as a second monitor to watch.
I just got done playing the new Deltarune chapters on my Switch. I've uploaded most of the episodes. I think I've got 2 more to upload, and then that set's done. until we get more Deltarune next year. I hope it stays next year, because dang, the drought in between Chapter 2 and 3 and 4 was. So if I only have to wait a year, that's a much better alternative.
YouTube videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was completely fine. I'm just embarrassed at what it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaiden Animations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid.
I wonder if that individual got clarification that it was actually Jaiden, or if she was one of those that assumed it was somebody else. I wonder. Because if that's the whole interaction, there ain't no way telling
She didn't even
what
let
she
me
thought.
explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off. So,
Hi, bye.
girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the shameful part, though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the...
I'm sure some fans would go, "You consorted with furries. Heinz, get the Luga."
18 plus section, mainly out of curiosity and entertainment. I sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself,
blame you for being
man, it would sure
trepidatious.
be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my gosh,
no.
are you Jaiden Animations?
Oh no.
Yeah. So admittedly, there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Quickly moving on from that one. This
I'm sure there were similar interactions at that last convention I went to, again, BronyCon 2019, because there was a booth that I recall that had a bunch of anthropomorphized versions of the characters in very scantily clad bikinis and whatnot, and I'm just thinking, this is across from the... This ain't too far from stuff that's explicitly like just plushies of the characters, regular, where kids are probably going to be more likely to interact with. This is not too far from those. Why is this just out in the open and not in the secluded sections? Like, okay, this is PG-13, this is teens plus only, or this is 18 plus only. You need to sequester yourselves. Like, we don't need little children asking questions like, "Mommy, why am I..." Okay, we're not even going down that route anymore.
story is by far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's
Really?
probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but it was when I
Do tell.
went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California. The
In
community
California.
somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community was
Gosh, I wonder why you only made a video about it and I've mentioned it multiple times.
all right.
And if I'm not mistaken, one of your most famous shorts involves your love for Hatsune Miku and meeting a fan and talking about Hatsune Miku and being asked about what merch you were wearing and what music you listened to while decked out in Hatsune Miku merch. I wonder how.
There in one spot. Before the concert, I was getting recognized like every few minutes, which is very not
Hi, Jaiden.
normal for me,
Hi.
but
Hi,
you know,
Jaiden.
completely
Hi.
fine.
Hi,
I don't
Jaiden.
mind at
Hi.
all. Eventually, everyone was led into the venue. I was meeting a few more people inside. Then the lights went down and we all got to enjoy the concert as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on, everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant people could see my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen and wait for me. For the first time ever.
No, help me! We're sorry, Jaiden. We have to let them get the contents out. You have to let them have their interactions. We will see you again.
I needed to figure out a way to get out of there, or else
What'd you
I
do?
would
Did you
have
put
been
on a
taking
wig?
photos with the entire concert audience as my friends withered on the floor. Sarah put her big hoodie on me. Another friend
Okay.
gave me their sunglasses.
I mean,
and
I'm sure that would.
suddenly,
I'm sure that
I
helped.
vanished. No more Jaiden animations. Poof. She was gone. The
Be gone as animatus. Pfft. Where'd the YouTuber go? Magic.
Clark Kent strategy actually works. Sarah and I quickly headed to the exit, squishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized we were alone. I was successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective, even our friends didn't know who I was anymore. At least now I know if I'm ever in a sticky situation, a simple hoodie and glasses is really all it takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew what he was talking about. Despite all of these stories,
It's
if you
strangely
ever see me
effective. Change your hairdo just a little bit. Put on some thick rimmed glasses. Gone.
public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo. Again, basically every person I've met who watches my videos was absolutely wonderful, these stories included, and I promise I won't make a video about you if you accidentally say something a little awkward. Unless it was really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me. I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky to have such a normal and kind group of people watching my content, and I do really enjoy getting to meet you guys. I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me.
Yeah.
This is not me.
Correct.
This is not me.
Yes.
I'm this one.
Imposter!
Hope that helps.
Yep.
Man,
Follow her
it has
instruction.
been quite some time since I've done a good old classic story time. What is this, 2016?
Yeah, it actually has been.
The fact that I really only have lighthearted, funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones with
Hey, that's
meeting
good.
people who watch
That's
the
good.
videos is a huge testament on how
Tostada.
kind and respectful you all are, and I really appreciate it. Like, half of these stories are about how I was the one fumbling it, you know? I always look forward to meeting more of you guys in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
I gotta go to bed because I got work tonight. I'll be glad when I don't have this particular shift anymore. Although it's probably going to be a long time before they move me again. Oh well. Oh well. Anyways. That was a fun set of stories, and I'm glad that she didn't have any genuinely bad experiences with interacting with fans. I'm very thankful that she didn't have anything like that, or super weird, or just outside of the occasional odd interaction. I'm glad that's, you know, I'm glad I don't even know what I would call the worst, quote-unquote, interaction out of this. Probably the kid asking for money. Probably the kid just saying, "You met Mr. Beast, can I get money? Can you give me $1 million?
Daddy needs that green."
Anyways, that's going to do it for me out of this one. I like this I like this kind of story type of video. There's a lot of the older videos I have not seen at all, I'm sure, that are just strictly story-related stuff, similar to this and whatnot. But yeah, that's going to do it. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed, comment what your favorite Jaiden interaction in this particular video was. Subscribe if you're new, and tap the bell to get notified whenever I upload videos so you miss your reactions, gameplay, or otherwise from me. Also, go check out my Discord. Link is in the description. Come join. We will talk. Post memes, songs, videos, artwork. You can start promote your own stuff and just have some fun. This has been LanceCoreBlock30, signing off.